yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.
Ladies and gentlemen, we move on with the card and to our ladies division. And onto the right arm for our next matchup, All USA. Let's introduce our ladies now making their way to the table. Firstly, starting with this girl. She has flown under the radar for many years, but is an arm wrestling veteran with massive pedigree. Please raise it up and show your love for Aleksandra. Ozerova! Her opponent is now making her way to the table, and this girl is a force of nature, widely recognized right now as the #1 in the United States of America. We know you will raise it up for Elizabeth Ray
Mocek as #1 North American. This is under 70 kilos. The only women's match on the card. Tim Talmadge, the main referee for this match.
Here we go. It's time for the girls, Elizabeth and Aleksandra. Right arm, power from Elizabeth. Technical prowess and speed from Aleksandra. We will see who prevails here. We've got to face the commitment on Elizabeth. That's the girl facing the camera on the big screens right now.
She's on my knuckle. She's pulling me, I can't.
Referee Tim Talmadge trying to keep these two girls in order, and unable to do so, we will go into the referee's grip.
Round #1. Soon we will find out how these girls stack against each other. Referee's grip. Elizabeth coming forward with her shoulder. Maybe we'll try to initiate hook, but Aleksandra will definitely try to take the hand and go for a top roll.
So almost to be learned here, Ray, on this first start.
She's on my knuckle, my knuckle.
And away we go. Big drive to the side, but the hand and wrist of Elizabeth were equal to it. She was a little nervous on that first start. No real purchase gain there. Aleksandra with a great hit, but she couldn't bust back the hand and wrist, and that was critical. Look at the hand there. Loses a little traction, maybe a lack of grip. It's hot in here today.
It is.
The strap will try being fat in a gold suit.
The buckle will be on Elizabeth's hand, and Aleksandra is trying to get a top roll going, so that might come as an advantage for her, but we will see. We will see. In a strap, usually the stronger hand or the arm dominates the match, so we will see if that is the case right here. Aleksandra, much more experienced arm wrestler. Elizabeth might be the stronger one. We will find out very, very soon.
Elizabeth, relatively new to the game. Aleksandra not at all. This girl's been around for a very long time. Massively experienced. Interestingly, however, Elizabeth with more supermatch experience. This is Aleksandra's first ever supermatch. Extensive experience.
Don't move. Don't move. Wrist. Bring your wrist.
You're pushing my hand down. You're pushing my hand. Yes, you are. He's pushing.
Little right here.
Elizabeth trying to retain that focus. Knows she needs to be first away here.
He's not.
She cannot deal with the top end strength.
Dude.
Second warning, one foul.
Elizabeth
One
Mocek.
foul. One foul for Aleksandra.
Dude, you have me backwards. I'm backwards.
You can see the nerves coursing through Elizabeth right now. She's a little frantic up there. Needs to make sure she doesn't burn all that nervous energy away. She needs that if this match turns into a scrap. Reliant on the power, trying to protect the hand.
I'm backwards. She's, look at her wrist.
Stop moving.
Protesting heavily with
He's
the
not gonna-
referee.
He's closing her. He's closing.
Flatten it up.
Warning. given to
Another
Alexandra.
warning. One foul, one warning for Aleksandra. She needs to be very, very careful.
Right there. Straight. One foul, one warning.
Can we do the restrap? Like I'm so pumped because she keeps messing around.
Elizabeth just saying there, can we restrap? Because I'm so pumped
Don't move.
due to the movement. Little inexperience there from Elizabeth. Just
Don't move.
a little nervous. And Alexandra will have picked up on that.
Don't.
How will this go off the start?
One warning for Elizabeth.
One false start.
This thing will settle down once the girls have had the first start. But when you start this thing rolling, it's very, very difficult to maintain
Don't move.
the nerves.
Straighten it out. Straight. Don't move.
Dude, you're pushing my hand.
Straighten it out.
I can't straighten it. I can't. She's.
I'm not telling you. I got it. Straight there.
You're hurting me.
I'm not touching you.
You're pushing my hand down here.
I got it.
Very frustrated up there right now. Elizabeth does not feel comfortable at all and telling her opponent that.
Don't move.
Be ready, and away we go. Elizabeth, just too much top end, moves to
Too
the
much
side
power.
with purpose and finishes the match, Ray, and she looked like she's got 20% power advantage there. Look at this, when the match drops,
Lost the
Elizabeth
hand
just
a little bit.
hammered to
Didn't
the side.
matter. Hold on in the strap and just went sideways.
I have to. She's fucking.
Alexandra couldn't have committed any harder than she did, but unable to get what she needed.
They're fucking around. The refs are fucking around. Do you see her? The refs are not. He's telling him. He's not listening.
We are looking at the corner. Aleksandra Ozerova, Alex Paziankov is in the corner there. Bob Brown is in the corner of Elizabeth. And pumping as much advice and knowledge into it as possible at this time. And Elizabeth there, absorbing it all, you can see, listening intently. But it's very much the power that was doing her the favours in that first match. She just drove hard to the side, didn't necessarily have the hand position that she needed, but it made no difference because the top end was there for her.
Definitely. It's very hard right now. What will be the adjustment? She was working on the hand. Maybe if she continues working on it, makes the match longer, she gets pumped. But we saw, even with the wrist a little bit bent back, Elizabeth had so much more power there.
Craig Toohey
Round number 2.
with a little bit of advice for Elizabeth as she pops the gum shield back in, goes up there. For round number 2, she leads by 1 pin right now. Ozerova needs to try and get the start here. Get some purchase on the hand and wrist, but so difficult with Elizabeth because of that power and commitment to the side. When the match dropped, she was away very, very intently. Purposeful drive to the side and opened Alexandra up. Alexandra's got a lot of experience and she needs to bring it to bear now. Try and continue to play those games up there and
Center.
pump
Come
up
down.
Elizabeth's hand and wrist, because without that, you do feel Elizabeth had a little bit too much top end.
Definitely.
She looked significantly stronger.
And if she keeps working on her wrist and the hand, she might get some success. But she needs to keep her hand and pronate her. That was the key for the victory right here, in my opinion.
Straight.
Round number 2, referee's grip.
Don't move. Don't move. Listen.
Match number 3 of East versus West 14, and we have 14 more to go.
Don't move.
It is how the
Don't
athlete
move.
reacts here.
I'm shifting my. Oh,
You
I'm
can
sorry, I'm
take
sorry.
it 2 ways. You go up there, you don't get what you want, you get
I'm
your
just
ass
taking my
kicked and go back to the corner. If you are insular and you shell up, clam up, don't try anything different, it is going to be one-way traffic. And Alexandra right now needs to come out and hit hard, get that big drive into the strap for Elizabeth. Just calm down, settle down, and let that power go to work. She has so much of it.
Oh,
Don't move.
sure.
You're rising.
Yeah, she is.
Don't move.
Give her a warning.
Elizabeth, little better now in that setup. She knows she's got the power advantage.
Don't move.
And it's evident in the
Don't
start.
move. Go!
Better start from Aleksandra by far. Got a little more purchase on the hand. And
Gets
what's
the strap.
interesting there, Ray, Elizabeth doesn't stop. When a hand is being walked, she just continues to drive.
A lot of power. A lot of power. And
Look at
most
this on the
likely that will
replay.
be the story of this match.
Aleksandra gets the position. No let up whatsoever from Elizabeth. Continues to drive, regardless of the fact that she lost hand control.
Low.
Low.
Good.
Who do you like in the straps, Ray?
Still Elizabeth, most likely. Now the buckle goes on Alexandra's
Yeah,
wrist.
Open up.
It
Open up.
might be a big disadvantage when you're trying to take your opponent's wrist and your wrist has been put a little bit down. And she had success in round number 1, but we will see if she can continue doing. There's a lot of trickery going on from Aleksandra. We can see it on table, and it makes Elizabeth feel very uncomfortable.
Down.
She put her elbow up. Give her a fucking warning. She moved her elbow.
Now,
He didn't start the referee.
Elizabeth a bit frustrated again there. Needs to
The
keep
strap was on.
that just contained and make sure she doesn't burn that energy. Ray, you've seen a great deal of Aleksandra. You know her inside out in terms of the arm wrestling experience that she's had at international competition. Despite the fact that this is her first super match outing,
Don't move.
would you say that she's
Don't
faced
move.
someone as strong, physically strong as Elizabeth before?
Don't move.
That's a good question. She definitely pulls like she has been pulling super matches
Go!
before. And
Oh, Elizabeth is so
again,
powerful.
good stop there, get some purchase, but too much power. 2-0. Elizabeth in the lead and needs just one more round to secure this victory.
Speaking to some of the guys as this match was building up over the last couple of days, they said, oh, Elizabeth is so very powerful. I spoke to Michael Todd and he thought she would win emphatically, and that seems to be the case right now. Monster Mike was very complimentary of Elizabeth, felt that this girl is really strong.
Still very young into the sport. We can see some of the angles, some of the technique stuff is not as sharp as maybe for Aleksandra, but she will catch up really, really fast and most likely make an impact in female arm wrestling. Her first match was, if I'm correct, versus Karolina Pettersson
Yes,
in East versus West, and Karolina is a world champion at 60 kilos, and that was a really tough match. This match is at 70 kilos, might even fit better, and what Elizabeth told us that she will be about 20 pounds bigger today compared to the weigh-ins.
And they didn't even give her a
and
$1,000.
Elizabeth
That's some
looks
bullshit.
strong. I mean, talking to her last night, she seems utterly and completely immersed in the sport, very, very up for it. Thrown herself into this heart and soul, and you can see it up there.
I'm wrong about the stop.
You're in her corner, the same. Just keep that energy, keep calm. She's bristling up there. And last chance saloon now for Aleksandra. And Ozerova needs to pull something out of the bag of tricks. Needs to try to gain a really positive position and put some bleed into Elizabeth, because if this thing comes down to top end strength,
Elbow in. Elbow in.
there's only one winner. Here we go.
Her wrist, her wrist.
Elizabeth Ray.
Wrist here.
Mocek
Wrist
leads
here.
by 2 pins.
Wrist.
Aleksandra Ozerova. Nothing on the board now. Needs this.
Shoulder.
Round number 3.
Move.
And a slug.
Nothing to tell, and we go to the straps. You'd think that would favor Elizabeth again.
I don't see much options for Aleksandra without the strap. She needs the strap also.
For me, I would like to see her. She's loading hard, and I think that's a mistake. I would try and move towards Elizabeth, unsettle her a little, and try and blast hard into the space created. At the moment, I think when you load with a much stronger opponent like that, you're stopped before you start.
I'm not sure.
Very good setup looks for Aleksandra, but with Elizabeth we noticed that it doesn't matter if she loses a hand or something. She's so powerful that she can just pull back everything and take the victory easy.
My side, right?
You want it tighter? Come on. You're good. Last
Very smart setup from Aleksandra.
Elbow one. Elbow one. More.
Again,
She's loaded.
she's
Look at her
very
wrist.
high.
Look at her wrist.
Problem is,
Elbow
it
on.
might
Look at her
not
wrist.
matter.
Wrist
The
here.
worrying thing for
Shoulder.
Aleksandra is that
Wrist.
Elizabeth doesn't know
Wrist.
when to stop that side pressure, and it's
Don't
like
move.
a female Todzilla just drives straight to the side.
Straight to the pad.
Does so again, and there is the win. And it is Elizabeth with the win. Elizabeth with the win. Drives straight side. Power goes down, and the pin is taken. Look at that on the replay. Doesn't matter if the position is compromised for Elizabeth. She wanted it. She secured the win and looked very impressive. She is way with Rolly Real Eye Pinch.
Is this on? It is. Elizabeth, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're still very new to the sport. How long have you been doing this?
About 3.5 years. Yeah.
Aleksandra was trying everything. She was very tricky in a setup, and you were complaining about it, but it didn't matter.
No, not at all. Apparently, I know I'm not very good at technique, but strength conquers.
Strength definitely conquers. You said you want to make an impact in the world. You're #1 in North America. Do you have a name in female class at 70 kilos, or maybe you're moving up?
I'm thinking about moving up. There's someone in the front row right now.
That is definitely a possibility to a match. Congratulations one more time, Elizabeth.